So, Everton 0. No new manager bounce this year. Arsenal 1. First win at Goodison since 2017. Arsene Wenger was in charge. Wayne Rooney scored for Everton on his return. And Mesut Ozil had got a nosebleed past Watford Gap. And even he scored, and I was there. And not an easy game. We played into Everton's hands a little bit, but ultimately we got the win. We're joint second, 2 points off City. But Kenny, what did you make of that today, mate?
You know what? It was one of those games where it was complete domination. Everton are bereft of so much confidence. They fed off scraps. You know, the possession stats, 21% said it all. And although 21% was scraps that we gave to them when we, misplaced some passes. I thought the first half, we were playing really well. And then when we scored, when we thought we scored with Martinelli, after the goal against Salad, we went into a bit of a slump. Started giving the ball away. Martinelli gets injured. Trossard gets in the game. Poor Eddie, mate. I know we buried him, but poor Eddie. The lack of service he got, oh my God, the poor lad. And when he does get a bit of service, instead of hitting it first time, he dwells, gets tackled, and he gets took off for Jesus. But the good thing, if you look at the good things we've done, Trossard was my man in the match, not because he scored a goal, but he actually tried to make things happen. I thought the second half, Shevchenko dominated the game from an attacking point of view. His passing improved dramatically. I thought he played. Declan Rice could have lit up a cigar. I thought the defenders were brilliant, really, really well. And I thought it was very comfortable. But, if you want to do sort of like the 90-minute foreign one player, don't you think we look a different team when we got players like when Havertz isn't in the team? Don't you think we look a different team defensively when we're playing Raya in goal? I mean, who knew? I mean, you got people, you got one big account trying to say that he's gutted that Ramsdale isn't in the team, and the Aaron Ramsdale fans are trying to say that it's rotation. And maybe it is, and maybe it's not. But the fact is that the manager has made the decision. He has to act quickly. Not once when Raya gave the ball, kicked the ball out long or played it short, did the opposition get back into create an attack from our goal kicks. Now, with Aaron Ramsdale last week against United, Aaron Ramsdale was part of the problem. I'm not talking about the goal, but the chance that Martial had. And I'm not digging that out, but it's refreshing that, we look really assured, really comfortable at the back when we've got a footballing goalkeeper who passes the ball, who's good with possession. It's refreshing that we've got, Saliba and Gabriel as our centre halves, as it should be. There's no reason to break that up. I thought Ben White looked pretty strong. Midfield, I thought, Vieira was very industrious. He demanded the ball.
I thought he played all right today, yeah.
And I thought he did really well today. So, there's an argument to think, what? £34 million came with a big fanfare last season. Maybe it's the second season, like I said, improvement where he could get games. He's definitely going to be pushing Kai Havertz for that position. Kai Havertz came on, didn't do much. I'm not saying that, you've got to pick a winning team, but there's certain positions that are now nailed on. The goalkeeping situation is nailed on. Havertz having to fight for his place is nailed on. Our defensive partnership is nailed on. We have to revisit the Eddie situation and just look at the situation as it is. If you're not creating chances and giving Eddie service, then there's no point in him being on the pitch. And that's just not being harsh.
Just to counter that, sorry to cut you. Yeah, just to counter that, right? Fabio Vieira put a ball 3 yards out from goal. Great cross in the second half. Eddie was nowhere to be seen, on his heels. Yeah, in the first half.
Trossard did that. Yeah, that's one when he put it through and it's gone through.
Sorry, I think it was. Maybe it was Trossard. Yeah.
Eddie's not gambling, so in that respect,
so that's what I'm saying. Like, he works and he's industrious and all of that. But ultimately, when the big moment, you have to smell the goal, man. You have to sniff it. Like, he's putting it across. You have to make the move. He ain't got it, man. He ain't got it.
You look at the situation setting off when Jesus, all right, he didn't get to the ball, but you could see that he made the right run. That it was a situation where he split the defence, and the movement's much more intelligent and much more better. And it's well-meaning for the manager to sort of like try and fill him in the game. But I really think right now he needs to risk him because we've got PSV in the Champions League, and then we've got the North London Derby, and after that we've got a winnable game against Brentford. We've got a winnable game against Bournemouth. Obviously, we've got the game against Brentford in the League Cup. I'll be attending that game, as you will know. So, but it's a situation now where there has to be where people have to cement their places. Eddie cannot start games for Arsenal Football Club. The simple reason is that unless you've got wide men, plus you've got two creative players, and they're actually going to put it on a plate for him, I don't say he can get games because he's not a player that can create something out of nothing. He needs service, and right now, although we are a creative team today, we weren't creative enough. We weren't creating those chances. We were making it very easy for Everton to defend against because Everton had their low block, they had their the defensive pattern where basically they were happy to feed us the scraps.
Yeah,
and
they were happy with the draw. They were just trying to break the up
because they got no confidence. But if you're an Everton fan, you have to be worried, not because of the fact that you lost against us. It's where's the creativity on the ball? Everton were pathetic. We were actually nice to Everton. We were actually generous. Had it been us, in a ruthless mood, we could have won that easily because every time Everton got the ball, the passing was slow. It was ponderous. They'd given the ball away. We gave the ball away in the first half as well, and they were fitting on a track. So that's where we can improve, where we can, be more creative. But but if you want to look at the positives, there were loads of positives. One glaring obvious sign was the fact that the tempo was a lot faster when Havertz is not in the team. I'm not digging Havertz out, but when you look at the movement, how Vieira moves the ball, but he moves with the ball. He doesn't sit there and admire his pass. He didn't run into Eddie's spaces. He gets the ball, passes it, and moves and gets the vision. Give me the ball back. Havertz doesn't do that. Havertz just, for some reason, needs the ball.
Look at when Havertz came on. It was slow. It was lackadaisical. It was backwards.
But we went 1-0 up. But we were winning 1-0. So, and we were playing against a team that was poor in possession, and didn't have someone who could put their head up. That really and truly, they were caught between trying to play the ball past short, but if they played it short, it was too slow. If they played it long to us, we were able to intercept their passes. They were basically stuck in quicksand with their tactics. So that helped us. So really and truly, Havertz wasn't going to cause much damage with his lack of pace in his game and his poor kind of grasp of what we need. We weren't going to get away with it. But he really, really, if he wants to play for his football team, he has to look at what Vieira gives us, not from a defensive point of view, from an attacking point of view. You've got to move the ball quickly. You've got to move quickly with the passes and move fast, especially when you're trying to create chances and open teams up and make those runs. We can't carry people who want to play walking football. Walking football's dead, mate. Arsene Wenger, mate.
Talking of carrying someone, that leads me on perfectly. Bukayo Saka, again, I know he got an assist for the goal and whatever, but he was poor again, man.
He was poor.
And I'm like, he knows he's not 100%. He knows
no, he's not 100%. We know. We've heard on the grapevine that he is carrying a bit of knot to his Achilles. But again, it's one of those things where he did get into good positions, but he had a bit of a battle with Mikhailichenko. But I think Mikalenko, I think it probably was 60-40 in terms of him winning that battle. So yeah, he's another player that we need to get to play well, because we're at a situation now where wins are paramount, but performances have to come as well, especially from our most dangerous players. Because at the moment, Saka's not coming to the table. Odegaard's working his nuts off still trying to put performances. We in terms of Vieira did very well. But the problem is, as we say, there is a method of madness. We've wanted competition for Bukayo Saka because at the moment he's untroppable because of what he does. Let's not forget we're giving Pepe the Frank Boff because of Bukayo Saka's progress. So it's a case of beside Bukayo Saka, we know you're an injury, but we need more from you because we've got some big game in Europe. We're going to need you big time against Eindhoven, who are going to try and take the game to us. So we're going to need you on a counter attack. And you've got North London Derby. These are games where are built for you, Bukayo, because at the moment your performances have been a bit average. And it's been noticed by by obviously yourself, Lee. I try to, protect the guy by saying, yeah, he's the team and the tactics, but I can't keep on doing it because at the end of the day, reputations count for nothing. This is the stage of his career where he's played about 185 games for us now. So he's not a young player trying to make his way. He's a player with enough experience. In fact, if you look at the amount of experiences across the team, he's probably our most experienced player in terms of growth. Yeah, experiences. And let's not forget, he's a mainstay for the national side. So he needs to, age-wise, you're a kid, but in footballing-wise, you're an experienced footballer now. We need more from you, mate. And I think
100%.
We'll play better football. We'll improve as a side. We'll be able to challenge City and Liverpool for that title and challenge in Europe only if this guy improves. Because right now, the only players that are impressed at the moment are Odegaard, Declan Rice, White to a certain extent, and Saliba and Saliba. Because before it goes, the reason why I go Gabriel because he's been substitute. Talking about all the players who started, those are the players who are impressed. Right now, we need you to, hold your end.
Level up, man. It's a big season for Saka, man. He either goes to the next level or he stagnates.
Let's not forget we've got the Euros coming up this season. Got the Euros as well.
So I'm saying he ain't getting a break again. It's mad. But it is what it is. But listen, we're going to do player ratings. Make sure you follow Kenny Chem 1972 on Instagram. Check out my fan cam. Jez is next, then Matty, then player ratings. I need to hurry up. TNEFC is starting in 15 minutes. So I'll be watching that.
Right. I'm not. We're not going to hold you up any further. We're going to get.
I love you, man.
I'm going to end the thing. I'm going to check me in my dinner. Look for me phone for the player ratings. We'll get that sorted. We'll try and keep it short. But you know what happens when you've got 3 passionate fans? 15 minutes can turn into 45.
Quite easily as well. So make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972, people. Make sure you stick a like on the video. And we'll be back shortly. Adios, amigos.